Hi, welcome to this guide for how to produce lots and lots of money in the Humankind game. So the end goal sort of is to explain how this money is sort of 27,000 per turn here. Sort of the overview of this guide is that we'll first talk about like an introduction to money in Humankind, and we'll talk about the market quarter. We'll talk about trading, and then we'll talk about sort of infrastructure that can boost both of those, and then picking civilizations that are merchant focused that can help boost your overall money. So first, sort of an introduction to money. Money is like a sort of nice to have thing. You know, you can buy lots of, I don't know, if I put down this quarter, you can buy it out with money, so you don't have to build it. But this is very expensive compared to production. You can see it's sort of 5 times as much. Compared to just building it, right? So I don't want to build that there. It's also required to pay for an army upkeep. Now I have very little army in this game, but you know that can get very, very big with some of the advanced units. But yeah, it's nice to have a lot of it, so you can just buy out stuff and boost some of your maybe cities that you've settled later, like this one here. That I settled that has very little stuff in it, so you can sort of buy out whatever it's producing right there. So let's talk about market quarters, which produce a huge amount of money. So you can see that I've sort of put down like a massive area here of just a whole bunch of market quarters, and the yields that you get from it, if we look at the description of one, is that you get money per adjacent market quarter as well, sort of just base money, right? So a market quarter will give you the yields of any tiles that have money on it, but that's pretty rare. Like most tiles don't earn any money. It's mainly these luxury tiles that do. So usually I like to seed, like I did here, I like to seed my market quarter around these luxury resources, and this one spawned very nicely, and then focus on building out this sort of hexagonal shape here, where, you know, for example, this market quarter has sort of 4 other market quarters right next to it. And then to make sure that your stability stays at 100%, you need to weave in these commons quarter. In the link in the description just below the like button, I have linked a guide for how to make sure that your stability stays at 100%. You know, in this city, you can see it's very strong, even though there's like a huge number of districts everywhere, quarters everywhere. So the other thing that market quarters do is that they add slots for these traders, but you don't make much money from traders. Like I don't have very many in here, even though, you know, it's city of 80 sort of, but even if I was to put like 10 in here, you know, it's still not going to be a huge amount of money that they make, like 100 compared to like 6,000 overall, when I have like a significant chunk of my population, you know, in this as traders. Now so I'm moving on to sort of trade routes, which is another really good way of making money. So if you go to your friendly enemies, when you sign trade deals here, you can go to trade and get all of their stuff. So you can see that I've got 71 luxuries from trading with all of them. I've basically got everything that exists on the map I have access to through trade, or either owning it myself. And that gets you a lot of money. It doesn't break it down here, but let's say if we look at the Naval Air Strategy there in the Empire bonus section, it's about 1,000 gold from that, and that is a percentage based on the income that I get from trade. So it's quite significant. And I've played many games where, you know, I've just done trading and that's the only source of money, and you know, you get into the thousands per turn, which is perfectly fine if you're not sort of needing to use it, or you have like a huge amount of production like I do in this city. By the way, if you want to see a guide for how to get to this production or this science, you know, overall I've got 50k science here, which is absolutely ridiculous. There's a guide that's linked in the description below the like button as well. Okay, so that's trade. Now the other way to boost the infrastructure, the money, is through building various infrastructure. And there's actually a lot of it, and it does all sorts of things, right? So the fish market just gives you a bit of extra money. Oh yeah, on the harbor you earn a little bit of money, but it's not worth talking about. It disappears in the grand scheme of things. So you can see here we get a little bit of money for trade routes, and a bit more of that. Here's just a flat 10% bonus money, which is really good. So that's something else that you get. Even more just bonus money. Then here you can also get infrastructure that gives additional money on market quarters and boosting the adjacency bonus that you get as well, which is really good. There's lots of these. So the food plaza gives you a percentage-based bonus as well as those adjacencies, which is like amazing. It just goes on and on. A little bit of extra money on the main plaza, but this is not really worth it. A little bit of extra money for luxury resource deposits, traders, again, boosting that trade, ongoing trade. So very familiar. 10% money generated from ongoing trade. So, oh yeah, I was going to show you, because on the topic of trade, Naval Air Strategy, I think. Naval Air Strategy. This is one of the pieces of research that gets you 1% extra money per naval trade route on all cities. So this is really, really strong. So if you have lots of trade routes, each one gives you 1% extra money on your city. So that's why we generate a huge amount of money from that. Now, the other thing that can make a big difference is just picking a civilization that is, or culture that's sort of merchant focused. So for example, let's look at the last one. If we look at the Chinese, they just give you a flat 10% money bonus on all cities, which is kind of a bit boring, but I guess, you know, it's nice. They also have like a Congress, it seems to give you a bit of influence and money based on number of attached territories. This isn't as strong, but yeah. So sort of in summary, or a lot of the, sorry, one more thing on the cultures, a lot of them also give you like a special district that gives you like a nice bonus, but you know, all of that is kind of small piece compared to the overall money that you get. Well, it can be pretty significant in certain cases. So yeah, in summary, to get sort of the 25,000+, like I could replicate this in a bunch of different places and probably get this to 100,000 per turn, right? So to get that, what you want to do is put down these market quarters, rent luxuries, and make sure you weave in these commons quarters, do a lot of trading, and then building the infrastructure to boost that trade, and then pick cultures that give you bonuses, merchant cultures that give you bonuses to generating money. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and talk soon. Bye.